Alright, shoutout mga idol. Kakapasok lang na balita, mainit-init pa. Approve on third reading. Postponing the December 2022 barangay and SK elections. An act postponing the December 2022 barangay and Sangguniang Kabataang elections. Amending for the purpose Republic Act number 9164. Ayan yung sponsor, Senator Amy Marcos, approved December 27, 2022. So pagkatapos nga no, parang 3 days ago, ayan, last Friday ata, inaproba ng Kamara yung third and final reading para dito sa postponement of barangay and SK election. So ngayong araw naman, so ganun na pala kabilis no. Grabe. Ganun na pala kabilis sa gumawa ng batas. So imagine mo, parang isang linggo lang sa Kamara, isang linggo din sa Senado, na ang sinasabi ng ating mga kababayan at ang sinasabi ng mga political analyst na hindi ito mahabol dahil gahol na sa oras. Pero tingnan nyo, approve na agad. So ngayon ang inaantay na lang ay yung perma ng ating mahal na Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Kung ito ba ay ibibito niya at papakinggan niya ba yung hinanaing ng ating sambayan ng Pilipino, ng ating mga kababayan. Yun po yung aantayin natin kung pagbigyan ba. Pero bago yan, basahin muna natin yung ilang mga komento ng ating mga kababayan na ayaw nga no, na talaga namang kumukontra para dito sa postponement ng barangay and SK election. So mostly nga ng ating mga kababayan ay kumukontra no, sa postponement ng barangay and SK election. So yung iba nga dito ay saludo kay Congressman Lagman sa pagkontra ayan sa postponement ng barangay and SK election. Ituloy nyo man kasi maraming magalit. Mayaman, parang awa nyo, huwag nyong bitinin. So, mamayan, huwag nyong bitinin pala. Alright? Okay. Dapat ituloy ang eleksyon. Dapat ang taong bayan ang masusunod. Naku, sila talaga masunod. Di na pakinggan taong bayan, mukhang ayaw ko na iboto ulit sila. Okay? Kailangan ng maraming pumili ng bagong namumuno sa aming barangay, kaya hindi na dapat ipagpaliban yan. Dapat pakinggan nyo ang boses ng mamamayang Pilipino. Ang pagpili ng mga bagong pinuno kahit sa pinakamababang level ng gobyerno ay isa sa nagbigay pag-asa sa aming mga mamamayan. So yan po yung ilang komento na nakuha po natin. Ayan, ilang kababayan natin. So, pero hindi lang ilang, kundi Muslim. Kung sa akin lang naman, gusto ko talaga ituloy na yung barangay and SK election para matapos na at magkaalaman at at least refresh naman, bago na naman yung magiging official. Pero siyempre, respeto natin yung desisyon ng ating mga mambabatas, ng ating mga senador. Kasi, ano ba, pinag-aralan ba nila ito kung bakit kailangan i-postpone? So may mga rason naman silang binibigay sa atin. So, tingnan natin. So, ayan, tingnan muna natin yung pagbasa ng postponement ng barangay and SK election.
In Ways and Means.
Yes, ma'am.
Let us proceed now to
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
third
Mr.
reading.
President. Mr. President, this juncture I move to consider on third reading Senate Bill number 1306. Copies of the bill were electronically distributed to the members on September 21, 2022 in compliance with the 3-day rule under the Constitution.
There being no objection, the motion is approved. May we ask the Secretary to read the title of the measure and proceed with the roll call vote.
An act postponing the December 2022 Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections, amending for the purpose RA 9164 as amended by RA 9340, 10632, 10656, 10923, 10952, and 11462, and for other purposes. Roll call vote. Senator Angara, Senator Binay, Senator Cayetano Alan, Senator Cayetano Pia, Senator De La Rosa, Senator Ejercito, Senator Escudero, Senator Estrada, Senator Gatchalian, Senator Go, Senator Ontiveros, Senator Lapid, Senator Legarda, Senator Marcos, Senator Padilla, Senator Pimentel,
I vote no and will explain later.
Senator Poe, Senator Revilla, Senator Tolentino, Senator Tulfo, Senator Villanueva, Senator Villar Cynthia, Senator Villar Mark, The Senate President.
Yes. With 17 affirmative votes, 2 negative votes, 0 abstentions, Senate Bill number 1306 is approved on third reading.
May dalawa. Mr. President, the minority leader would like to
Yes,
take the
we'd like to
floor.
recognize the distinguished minority floor leader, Sen.Koko Pimentel.
There were 2 negative votes, Mr. President?
2 negative votes.
Yes.
I said 17 affirmative and 2 negative.
Okay, so if I may be recognized to explain my negative vote, Mr. President.
Please proceed, sir.
Thank you. I vote no to the postponement of the barangay and SK elections to December 2023. Republic Act number 11462 has scheduled the elections on December 5, 2022. There is no compelling reason not to implement the mandate of the law, which we passed in December of 2019. If we proceed with the elections, the incumbent barangay and SK officials would be able to serve a total of 4.5 years. Not bad, considering that under existing policy, the term of office of these officials is 3 years. Did the COVID pandemic deprive these officials with time to serve their constituents? COVID did not deprive them of time. In fact, it gave them prime time, as former President Duterte made our barangay officials the first responders in extending the assistance to be given to the population at large. This election would have been a very good opportunity to conduct a referendum on the performance of the incumbents, especially in relation to their handling of the pandemic response. We should never tire of elections, as regular, periodic, fair, free, honest, and accurate elections are necessary parts of an inclusive and functioning democracy. May gastos talaga ang eleksyon, magastos talaga ang demokrasya. But this should be a price we Filipinos should be willing to pay. Ironically, the argument on expenses goes this way. The COMELEC, the Commission on Elections, says that postponing the elections would cause us to spend more. Mas magastos pa ang pag-postpone ng eleksyon na ito. That there are unfinished business with the barangay and the SK is not a sufficiently good reason to postpone the election. Governance is a continuing experiment, and thus a continuing review of the barangay and the SK systems can be made concurrent with proceeding in the election of the barangay and SK officials. No less than the local government code itself calls for its own periodic review, and yet the elections of the officials mentioned therein are not, as it should not be, and could not have been affected by any business, finished or unfinished. Moreover, although we can choose to be young at heart forever, we cannot forever be young in age. Since life in the SK is necessarily limited by age, by postponing the SK elections and allowing the incumbents to serve for a total of 5.5 years, we are consequently depriving an entire generation of potentially capable Filipino youth the chance to lead their sector through the SK system in the name of unfinished business. This is contrary to the state policy enshrined in our 1987 Constitution regarding equal access to opportunities for public service. Although the barangay is the basic local government unit, it also serves as a forum for the people. We should be reminded that the barangay officials are supposed to be non-partisan. As Senator Frank Drilon once said, let us maintain the non-partisan nature of the barangays. Barangays must shun politics at all costs. Kaya nga bawal ang kona sa barangay elections. Barangay officials are community leaders. We are therefore electing community leaders. Let not their election be divisive. Let their election be crystallizing. Let us keep the barangay elections non-partisan and not heated elections. So let us hold the elections as already scheduled under existing law and may the best community leader win. I am therefore in agreement with the oppositors to the postponement of this year's barangay and SK elections, such as the COMELEC itself, as well as election associations and watchdogs, namely Lente, PPCRV, NAMFREL, Ideals, and Senpeg. To quote Senpeg, credible elections in a working democratic system are the only regular and predictable mechanisms for making our public officials accountable for their actions. Unless extraordinary crises prevent elections, these practices must abide by the law to ensure that our public officials command the legitimacy and mandate needed to make them accountable to our voters. I therefore vote to continue with our already scheduled barangay and SK elections this December 2022 and call on all the citizens of the Republic of the Philippines to be involved in this important and sacred electoral activity, ensure that genuine public servants are elected, and thus begin the national transformation of our country to one which our children and grandchildren will be proud to call their home. So thank you very much, Mr. President, and to all our colleagues for their kind attention.
Thank you very much. May we recognize next Senator Risa Ontiveros, if she will also explain her vote.
Salamat kaayo, Mr. President. I will submit in writing my explanation of no vote, but concur in full with the spirit of the no vote as expressed by the minority leader. Salamat kaayo.
Mga idol, no? At pasado na, ito yung third reading ng postponement of barangay and SK election. So, abangan na lang natin, update na lang po tayo. Abangan na lang natin yung pinaka-pinali. Ayan, kung ito ba ibibito ng ating mahal na Pangulo o aprobahan itong postponement ng barangay and SK election. Maraming salamat dyan sa mga nagsusubaybay sa atin, sa mga nag-subscribe sa ating channel. Maraming salamat. God bless everyone. Thank you.